We don't open a private trust. You've got to get the documents and look at them closely.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I will get them. And you got them posted, I suppose.
They've been posted for a few days.
Okay, I've been looking at them.
You should really check at before the call. Check and see if anything's been posted and get familiar with it before you get on the call. Because that's the purpose of the call, to go over the new paperwork.
Well, I realize the calls, but I haven't been getting the calls correctly. I mean, being able to ask questions and work with somebody yet. I was trying. I got Skype, but I don't know when you have the call in, especially for that Skype, to ask questions and things like that. But that's what
Skype is available all day long.
Oh well, when you go in the when you chat. So
read the welcome email. Another copy of the welcome email came out today. Read that welcome email for the instructions on how to get into the Skype group.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. I just don't know how to use it, because when you say Skype, I'm supposed to be able to go ahead and open it up and then learn how to navigate it, and I don't know that yet. So that's what I'm missing out on, is call in to ask questions.
Sounds like a whole bunch of elemental problems.
Yeah, I just don't, like I said, a Skype is, you have to have the Skype number to, unless when you get on the chat, I just got to know how to, I don't know how to use it. I'm telling you.
Read the welcome
you don't
email.
need to know how to use it, okay?
Yeah, I do know.
Forget Skype.
Okay.
You've got the group site. You can post messages on the group site.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
there's phone numbers. You can pick up the phone and call me, even. My phone number's all over the damn place.
I realize that. I forgot your number, but I haven't talked to you in quite a while. The reason why, I figured you're busy all the time, and I don't know where. I want to get specific hours so people can call numbers and then ask questions, because I think that would be a more courteous way to do it.
Well, you need to basically get a hold of the dictionaries, learn the words, okay? That's where the key, this whole thing is, okay? It was in the words that I found all this stuff. It wasn't in the codes or anything else. Okay?
Yeah, you have. I've read that. That's pretty good stuff.
Okay, then read the documents, and basically you need to do a declaration of assignee update on your patent. But there's a little more to it than the document that I posted the other day to Tom, because these patents are mislabeled. They're misbranded, okay? And you have to correct that branding of them. And then you're making an official book entry in the county records. And you have the same power as any court official, governmental court official, when you go in and post this into the county records.
Great. That's a good process to start with.
Everything that I've talked about out here is all coming to play. Every bit of it. There were a court. There were this. There were that. Every bit of it. If people would have just tried to look at some of this stuff that I was trying to do, you need to have a homestead exemption in place for your body. I'm probably one of the few people in this country that has a homestead exemption filed at the assessor's office on my body. Your body is a hunk of land. It's your home. You live in that body. So you put a homestead exemption on it, that you're not to be used for collateral. I had that posted up back in August, the last part of August there.
It's called homestead exemption?
Yes.
Okay, let me write that down.
All this stuff, everything I found is all in the dictionary. You need to go through the words, and you need to understand the words before you can use them. When you understand the words, then you have the power. You're not going to get the power from the codes or anything like that. Try and understand them, because you'll never understand them. They're not written for you anyway. They're written for the corporations. I'll send Tom over a list of about 8 pages of definitions. And I'm still working on the new write-up for the Certificate of Live Birth update, and also the one for the DD-214 update. I hope to run those both in to my local county right here tomorrow. You shouldn't need to go back to your birthing county or your birthing state on this. You file it in, and basically this is going in as a land patent, a land title. And it's a title by record, a title under judicial or other public record, a land title derived from the state, the title of a patentee of land, or the immediate or remote vendee of a patentee. Title by patent from the United States is title by record, and delivery of the instrument to the grantee, that's you, is not essential to pass the title as in the conveyances of private persons. It was the United States of America that is the sovereign that gave you your patent, because you were derived from the land of the United States of America. You also got an add-on patent onto that, which was a placer claim patent. A placer claim is to where you can go out and pick up all the loose minerals around in your jurisdiction. And that would be like all the receipts and everything else that are owed back to the United States Treasury, but we can pick them up now before they get there. That's what a placer claim patent is all about. When we do this declaration of assignee update patent, then we put this into the bankruptcy court and we order them to terminate that bankrupt. We are doing a discharge or a disposal, a dismissal of the bankruptcy. You can go through dismissal. Dismissal with prejudice is what we're going to be doing. And see, we are a court. We are a private state. So that means you're the secretary, you're the governor, you're the attorney general, you're the Supreme Court judge, you're all that over your state. Mm-hmm. That's why you have the power to go into the county recorder's office and record your documents as an original filing, an original book entry. They take your copy, they will place a little sticker on it saying what book and page number this is going to be assigned to, scan it in, run a copy of it, and give you the original back. They just made a journal entry or a book entry. And that's what they did with the certificate of live birth, too. But see, you weren't the one that submitted that certificate of live birth document into them, so you never got it back. And the court destroyed their copy, if that's who put it in, or whoever put it in for you. Because now it was recorded into the book. People don't think outside the damn box, and they don't think with logic out here. That's the problem with 99% of you people. You don't think with any logic whatsoever. You didn't watch Star Trek and learn anything from Mr. Spock.
He said Star Trek. He said Star Trek. Oh.
A lot of this came out of the same scenario was in the movie North to Alaska about claim jumpers coming in and filing false claims against their gold mine. And they had to dispel or disprove of them. And that's what we're doing. And we have the power of alienation, we have the power of disposal, and we have the power of eminent domain. The right to have that something is being held in the private, in the bar association, then that's a private organization, and bringing it back into our public organization.
Mm-hmm.
Power of eminent domain. What's good for the goose is good for the gander also. They use it against us, we can use it against them. Because we're the state of man. They're a state of a fiction. We have a higher standing than they do. You just have to know that you have that power. And then you can get them to back down. You call their bluff, just like what I was telling you about with that postal inspector, trying to give me bullshit about the $300 penalty envelopes. And I said, you're totally wrong on that. Now, here's my interpretation. Now, you prove me wrong. Said, I know how the monetary system in this country works. I know that basically on a check, when you have a dollar sign and you have the word dollar, it means two different things.
I forgot to tell you, Mark said you should already.
You need to go into a lot of the words. I told Tom about some of them, okay?
On his way, but I better listen to the message because I thought it was...
Homestead, okay? You need to go back and check that out. Original entry. Book of account. Well, basically, we've been told that your life is going to be recorded into an account book. Misdelivery. They misdeliver anything that comes out in your all capital name. It's being misdelivered. Where is it supposed to be going to? It's supposed to be going to the trustee up at the bankruptcy court. You're not under contract with any third-party debt collector. So basically, turn around and send those back to them. Say, I'm not under contract with you. You show me a contract and then we'll talk. There's one for you. miscarreant. That's a title you can put on all these damn judges and everything else. Bar attorneys. It stands for an evil person, an unbeliever, a person who entertains doctrines subversive to the moral obligations or the Christian religion.
What was that word you just mentioned that you gave?
miscarreant.
Misdreant. Okay. Misdreant. All right.
Miscreant. miscreant.
Okay. D. I thought it was a D. Miscreant. Okay. Thank you, Patrick.
There are a lot of words in the dictionary you people don't have any idea about.
I know. That's why we study. Because we didn't learn anything in school. We have to relearn.
Yeah. Mischievous. Mischief. Okay? Mischief. Conduct resulting in injury or annoyance to another. Malice. Mischief. Here's a good one for you. Anybody's got a marriage contract, you can look this one up. Service lien.
Did you say terrorist?
Marriage license, service lien.
Oh, marriage.
Service lien.
Service lien, okay.
A lien for work or labor performed. A common law or statutory lien for service by a male breeding animal, sometimes on the female served, sometimes on both the female and the resulting fowl.
Full, yeah.
The marriage license is nothing but a document allowing a man to go out and have intercourse with his female counterpart. It's a pimping document. You're paying a pimping fee to have sex with your own wife with the government. by allowing them to place a lien on your assets. Hell of a deal. But see, it's in the dictionary. You won't find that in the damn codes anywhere close to telling you something like that.
That's great.
Continuous and uninterruptible use. A term of the law of prescription, meaning a use that is not interrupted by the act of the owner of the servant premises, or by voluntary abandonment by the person claiming the easement. You have to come in and interrupt this continuous and interrupted usage of your assets. It's you, the owner, has to do this. And that's what this update declaration of assignee update patent is all about. You're doing an interruption of it. You're stopping it. You're saying, hey, you don't get any more continuous easement. Misleading, okay? Right after misbranding or mislabeling, okay? And basically that's what they've done with these documents. They have mislabeled their true intent. You have to come in your update and correct that and make it fully understood what the intent of that document was all about. Misrepresentation, a statement of untruth. Now you can really hammer these damn prosecutors when you have your facts straight now. Miscarriage, okay? In reference to the application of the statute of fraud to an oral contract to answer for the miscarriage of another. The default of a third person upon his debt or obligation for which the promisor had undertaken to answer. The United States of America basically was the promisor in this contract, in this patent. The miscarriages, they're trying to attack you when they're supposed to be going after the original promisor. Misbranded, characterizing an article which carries a false or misleading label, especially where the falsity is such to defraud the public. Now, if that's not what that certificate of live birth is, a mislabeling, I'll kiss my ass if I can bend that far. And I can't, so I'm not going to kiss my ass. A brand is a false brand where it is intentionally, erroneously, or erroneously because of culpable negligence. Look up culpable. You've got to have a residentiary clause in your contract also. You've got to have a residence when you claim your land patent. General delivery, don't fucking cut it. That's the bankers that have infiltrated the Patriot system out here with all their falsehood about the zip codes and everything else. Their lies never held water. The zip code was only there so that they didn't have to go through the state names and the city names to try and find out where in the hell this letter is supposed to go to. It's a hell of a lot easier to run through a numerical number and sort it that way, because the machines can do that automatically. Come on, people, think.
I know you said that before when you said it was trackage. Trackage.
Whatever, okay? That they're tracking the mail to get it to the right location.
Right.
Latent defect. Latent. Latent deed. A deed kept hidden in a secret place for 20 years or more. That's what that certificate of live birth is. It's a latent deed.
Yep, you're getting closer.
No, we're there.
You're right over the target now, yeah.
Ambiguity.
Ambiguous.
Yes. Latent or patent ambiguity.
You said patent ambiguity?
Yes, look it up. Go through all the words to begin with patent.
Right. Okay, I got you.
Go through all the words to begin with latent.
Right. Okay, I underlined it. Good one.
Understand that there's a big difference between an officer and a holder, a person who holds a place of trust or profit. Just like that inspector, postal inspector that came and saw me, he was not an officer. He was only a person who holds a place of trust. And I called him on that one. And he said, yeah, I guess I'm only holding a place. I'm not really an officer. Most of these judges, they're not judges. They're just holders of a place of trust, an administrator. But you give them the title of judge or honor or something like that, and basically now you're giving them the authority of that office. They're in there appearing to be the officer, but they're not. Because basically, most of those offices can't be staffed by a person that's got a bar card. Well, none of them can really, because they've already got an oath to another, and they can't serve two masters. I don't know how many of you guys have looked over that document that I had Tom post up.
The declaration
about the declaration of assignee, update of patent. But there's a bunch of court cases in there, very good ones, even ones that basically talk about a mortgage, where a mortgage is nothing but a lien. And once you get your land patent and you get your homestead exemption in place, they cannot evict you out of that premise, no matter what. The state of Florida is going back on a bunch of their court cases to where they evicted people out and putting them back into their homes because of those court cases. And see, you can go after the court that basically took that house away from you. You just have to get your patent for that land perfected. And that basically was taken away from you in fraud. May have to take it into a federal court at the district level, but that's what you need to be happening to get rid of some of these damn local shitheads. And then you get it into that county record, and you get your homestead exemption in place, both for your body and for your property that you have outside of your body. You're the one that has to do the enforcement. It's your state. Now, there's a couple other amendments that basically would fit into that scenario, that when we are a private state, that Second and the Fourth and the Seventh Amendment also come in big time. They cannot prevent you as a private state from having guns to protect yourself, but have guns in moderation, because you can't go out there and shoot 100 damn guns. That's only an insane person who would do something that stupid. And there's a whole bunch of insane people running around this damn country. Most of them are in the patriot community. because they just want to follow somebody else, just like the other people are following the government. These other people are following somebody and not going out and studying, and they're doing their own real research out here. I've told you all along, don't believe a damn thing that I tell you. But go out there and check out everything and disprove me wrong. Then you can follow what I do. Okay, open it up for questions, Tom. Tom,
Okay,
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. The homestead files that you did are in the puts and calls directory back in last October.
Well, you can move them up to this patent folder. Make a patent folder and place these in that.
I'll make a patent folder. Good. I'll do that. And I'll put the recent documents in there too.
Yeah, just copy and paste it into that one too. Leave it in both.
Well, and also that's where we have the 600 legal forms, and there's a homestead declaration in there too.
But you can use it as a guideline. You don't have to put everything down there. And basically, you put these in as book entries, original book entries into the county record. You're making your state entry. And the county has to take those. Just like I said on my DD-214, they printed out a little label that had the book and the page number that was going to be on. They stuck that label on there, so that's why I tried to leave a blank up there at the top. I've got to double check the size of it, and for them to put that sticker in there, and then basically they would put the sticker there, then they would scan a copy of that into their records, into their computer database. They would print a copy of it and put it into the record book also. Now, to go back in there, you can get a certified copy of that book entry.
Hey, Patrick?
Yeah.
You
gotta speak up.
Yeah, are we using on the declaration of assignee update? Are we using,
Speak up. Come on, you can speak louder than that.
On the declaration of the assignee update, are we using the notary or no? On the third page, it says notary acknowledgement.
Yes, we go and get a notary, and the sheriff's office or something like that is one of the cheapest places. They're free. You need to have a state. You're putting this into the public record, so now you have to have that notary on there. Any problem with that?
Not really, but I always thought that the notary would put the paperwork in their jurisdiction instead of take it out.
It's in our jurisdiction. Okay, forget this jurisdiction bullshit. People argue the damn jurisdiction, they don't know what the hell jurisdiction they're in. We're located within the state, okay? But we're a private state within the state. Now, out of our private state, and we're putting it into a public record that is being kept by the state record department. So you have to comply with some of their rules and regulations. You're not entering, you're not giving anything up. You're protecting yourself more than you can believe.
Would it be better to have, I've read that you could use, in lieu of a notary, signatures from two sovereigns?
There is no sovereign out here. The sovereign is the United States of America. The land. And I don't think is going to sign a damn thing for you. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. Stop. You need to flush your mind out of all that patriot garbage goop that has been out here for years. Because it hasn't accomplished shit. And I have proved almost every bit of it has been bullshit. Any other questions?
Yes, I have one more question.
Yeah?
Okay, this is again in regard to the declaration of assignee of the patent. And this is, I think you talked about it the other night, the 13th Amendment. And a lot of times people look at that and feel that that's a good thing, but I'm reading it. It says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime wherever the parties shall have been duly convicted. This actually allows slavery to exist in the United States instead of canceling, as everyone thinks.
Only if you have a valid criminal action, like you went out and raped a young girl or you killed somebody, yeah, then you're going to be placed to the prison system under a servitude scenario to pay the debt back. That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about these damn traffic tickets and bullshit like that, because you're going to be immune from that shit. When you get your homestead exemption in, you now stand exempted from that. The state cannot come and tax you anymore. You're a private state. You have, just like the state of Iowa can't go over and tax the state of Illinois. That's what that's saying. Okay? But on criminal conviction, they're talking about like murder or something like that. Then you go into a servitude scenario. You're going to pay for your crime. It's not talking about speeding down the road. But if you harm somebody when you're speeding, yeah, you may end up going to jail over the deal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? You need to read between the lines of what these things said. Just like the Senate and the House of Representatives in the Constitution. Nobody understands the Constitution, let alone understands the Bible. Right in there for the senators and for the senators and for the congressmen, it says, shall not be an inhabitant of the state when running for election. What is an inhabitant. An inhabitant is a household member, an office member of the state government system. That means they can't be holding an office, a state office, when they're running for Senate representative. They have to be a regular resident of the state, not an inhabitant, a governmental official. That was to prevent the government from being controlled by the bankers and everything. In other words, a senator can only have one term at a time. He has to sit out one term. And then, hopefully, if he wants to try it again, he gets reelected the next term. But none of this 30 years in a row being a damn senator and not knowing what the shit's going with the people. And going out to D.C. and playing kiss-ass with the damn bankers and everything else out there. People worry about the codes and everything else, and they don't even understand the damn Constitution. Hell of a note. People have their priorities so damn screwed up. It's almost like in the movie Shooter. At the very end, the Attorney General says there's one guy. Your moral compass is so damn screwed up, I'd be doubtful if you can make your way to the spot. And that's the way I feel about half these people out here. You've got to start waking up. Everything that I've talked about has been right on the money. Right on the money. I talked about being a court. I've talked about being a private postmaster. I've talked about being a private state. I've talked about doing a homestead exemption about our body. I'm probably the only one that has one on file in the damn assessor's office, at least here in the state of Iowa, that I know of. They took it. You don't go in and argue with these people. You explain what you're doing. Say, hey, I am my Uncle Land. I'm placing a homestead exemption against this piece of land. That's all it is. I want to thank the people that have sent me some funds to try and keep me going on this thing. It's deeply appreciated.
You really deserve it, Patrick.
I hope to get this finalized and get the hell out of this damn thing. Okay, any more questions? Get the course definitions over to you, and then next day or so, try and get the update examples over to you, Tom.
That would be great.
But if you think you can handle it, basically, you need to go through and take the document that I have there, and you're going to have to redo it some, okay? And put the correct word definitions in there about misbranding, about misnomer, about the latent patent in there. You're going to have to address several different words to clarify that basically this document, and that it came from the United States of America. It's a land patent, and it cannot be infringed upon after you have perfected it. But that's what, in this update, you're perfecting that patent. Now that patent totally belongs to you. The state can't come in and be a jumper anymore. Just like in the movie North to Alaska. You'll be like John Wayne. You'll win out in the end. May even get the girl. But there's a whole bunch of movies out here like this that are telling us a lot of things. And I told you, but those are documentary evidence that you can submit any court. And then when you put this into the county records as a original book entry, now that stands as a high valid document. And it will stand, it came in from your court, your private court in that scenario. And basically, it's almost like an affidavit. It is an affidavit in a lot of ways. When you sign that, you're doing an attestation of that document. You're not under oath or perjury or anything like that. But you're saying this is my facts and this is my truths and understandings. And see, in a homesteading action, you have to have cultivation of the land. When you basically start getting the knowledge and understanding into your brain, you are cultivating your bodily land. That is the cultivation that needs to take place, is to get knowledge and understanding. See, most people think that cultivation is going out there and planting a couple rows of corn or something like that and getting that done. No, that's not what it is. There's more to a lot of these words. Dual meanings, triple meanings in some cases for some of these words. You've got to find out which is the correct meaning that needs to be applied when that word is used. Okay, any other questions?
Looks like now, Patrick. I've got your declaration in doc format.
Okay.
People should go through it carefully. I got a lot of the scan errors out, but there are a few in there, like spelling state slate and just minor stuff like that. Clear comes out dear. You'll just have to look at it very carefully. I caught them both.
Yeah. Basically, also take a look at all the court cases that are referenced in there. I mean, basically, that's some big, heavy shit right there.
Oh, they're
the guys
very good.
that put that together, Johnny Liberty, and then basically the other guy that utilized the same stuff that came from Johnny Liberty. Basically, there was a lot of time and effort went into that. Okay.
Right.
But there is no such thing as an allodial title here in America. We only have a perfect title. Perfect, title. And that gives the appearance of an allodial title.
Okay.
But in America, there is no allodial title. It's a perfect title that we're looking for, giving the appearance of an allodial title. And you'll find that in the definitions in the dictionary.
Okay.
I think it's also in that document, that 72-page document covers that.
Yeah, that's up at the group too.
And that should be thoroughly read. Just pretty much the first 40-some pages of that, because basically after that, then it starts the declaration of assignees update patent, and then other forms that are in there. But most of those forms that were in that document were applying to surface land, okay? Not to the DD-214 or not to the certificate of live birth, which are the key items that we are concerned about. That's why we had to modify this appropriately to address those. They're under different patents. They don't go to the Bureau of Land Management. We go to the Bureau of Vital Statistics or the Bureau of Health Statistics or whatever it is. That's the patent office that we have to go to. But we don't go there. The damn clerk of the court, or not the clerk of the recorder's office will have to send an update of that county land entry record up to them out of those two books. But that's all we need to do. We need to perfect our patent. And we were supposed to have done that at the age of 25. Then that will stop all this other garbage that's out here. All the claim jumping by all these corporations. Okay? Any other questions?
Yes.
Comments? Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the definition of statistics. It says, in the study of the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data in applying statistics. Yeah, that's what you're doing. I just thought I'd add that to you.
Yeah, well, we're putting our
data
survey statistics down of the land. Basically, we have our original birthing survey statistics, our birth weight and everything, height and color and eyes and everything else, where our initial boundary markers were recorded, because they're not showing up on this patent. So where were they? Well, in my case, mine were on my hospital birth certificate under gold seal. And that's what really initiated this patent, land patent. But it's under gold seal. Why is it under gold seal? Because I'm a prince of America.
Mm-hmm.
Just like everybody else out here is. We're not the sovereign. We're not the king or the queen. We are the little princes and princesses. The little sovereignties. But we're not the sovereign.
Patrick, does this supersede the bankruptcy papers?
No. Basically, you put the bankruptcy on hold. You do this, you perfect your patent, and then you turn around and do the B-10 into the bankruptcy court and terminate that damn account. But you come in then with a copy of this. After you get it recorded into the county record, you get a certified copy from the county. You may have to pay for it, because basically what I've got right now is probably going to be 4 pages for the declaration, 1 page for my homestead exemption, and 1 page for my certificate of live birth. Same thing will be hold true. It'll be 6 pages altogether, but I'll get a certified copy of that and then send that up to the bankruptcy court and say, hey, you guys are dismissed. I'm discharging you from your authority over my assets.
Do we need a live birth certificate the way you with the gold
Yes,
seal
you have
on
to
it?
have a clean copy of your certificate of live birth.
Okay, I have to go and get that one because they never sent me one. They sent me the certified copy, and it's just
No, that's it. If you've got a certified copy from the state that has a raised seal on it, that is it.
Oh, okay.
God damn it.
Yeah, I got to check it because I don't know about the the raised seal and all. I don't know
You
it's certified.
go down over the state seals, and you'll find out that they're raised just barely. Okay, you can feel it.
Okay, that's fair enough. I don't have to get another one.
There is no other one that you need to get. Okay, that's it.
Well,
the
it doesn't have
the
weight.
Be another copy of the same thing.
Well, it
with
doesn't
a different
have
serial number on it.
It doesn't have the weight and that stuff on it. And,
it's not going to have it on there.
Okay.
That's a certificate of live birth.
Okay.
That's not a hospital birth certificate.
Well, that's the one I need to get then because
no, you don't need to get that.
I don't. Okay.
You go and put. If you know what your shit is, you go and get a Bible and you go into the family records and you put it there.
Okay.
I've told this to you people for years. That's what you need to do. If you don't have your hospital birth certificate, you make up a book entry into the Bible.
And then take that in. Okay.
No, you don't need to take it in. You have it in your records.
Well,
you can reference it.
Yeah, I'll have a copy or something, picture of it.
You don't need to copy it or anything like that. I'm not putting that in. I'm just saying that it is on my hospital birth certificate that I have. Now, if you need to see that, you come and see me.
Got you. I see.
Okay?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. We don't have to give them damn thing under the sun. They're just a fiction. We're the real thing. We are the government of the United States of America, not the fictions, not the corporations.
I like this method, but this is the Achilles heel of the whole process, I think, is get that first, just like you said, in the record, because now you can come in under all kinds of evidence, and one of them is federal rules of evidence and their system to recognize that. It will dispel any fiction or any
anything that you bring out of the
assumption,
especially in patent, and especially that a patent in this scenario had to come from the United States of America, and no state court, no bankruptcy court can override a patent given by the grantor, the United States of America. They can't override it.
Yeah, it's very good that you have that kind of power.
Yes. And you had the power all along. You just didn't know how to pick it up.
They didn't know how to articulate it in their system. Yeah. It's always the devil in the details of things, and once you make it so when you ask a question, you know the answer, and they better answer it correctly. That is, because you're ready to tune them up.
Well, they ain't gonna have a damn thing to do with you, because basically they know that now anything that they do, they could be held totally liable for any and all actions of harm against you.
Yes. That's how they work, because they drop you like a hot potato. And I have, from my experience, have done that where they try to pass you, and then you know you must be doing something right, because one guy passes it another until they get a fall guy to take it, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
I'll just make a comment. I think everybody should listen to the last 2 or 3 of Patrick's conference calls, and just especially Ray. You know, you need to listen to it like 3 times. I listen to it 2 or 3 times each day sometimes, and that's the way it gets into your brain. You know, it takes a while to, you just got to hear it and talk into the mirror, or just, say the same things he's saying, and you'll get it. But if you're going to stay up with this class, you have to, or the group, you have to listen often and be able to say the same things Patrick says.
But you have to know and understand, and you have to believe.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is to try and prove me wrong. Okay? Go into the dictionaries. Pull them down. Just don't take my word for it. Mm-hmm. That's the wrong way to go about anything. Taking the word of somebody else, bullshit.
Yeah, he told us not to be followers. We have to study. We got to be on the top of the wave here.
Yes. That's why even in a lot of cases you go to more than one dictionary to go out there and double check a lot of these words.
Yeah, and your brain likes to. I mean, it likes to learn, good information like that. It sticks pretty well.
Yeah. Well, the more you cultivate and put the knowledge in, basically the better crop you're going to get. keep grinding up the shit and putting it back down in the ground, and for the good stuff forward.
You used the word a couple times tonight, original filing, and I understand what that means, but can you just sort of go over that word a little bit more? Just like it's like the first time, not a first time, but
no, you
are the originator, you're meaning, right?
Yeah, you're the original. You're putting an original. You're making this document an original when you sign it.
Right.
You have your wet ink signature on it, so it's an original.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you take it down to the county recorder. You get it notarized. You take it down to the county recorder, and you have them put it into that record book. Okay? That account, that ledger. And basically then they will take a copy of that. They will make a book and page number, stick that on it, and then scan a copy of that in, run a copy of it. If they need to, run an extra copy of it, and send that off to the Bureau of Vital Statistics or whatever bureau, patent bureau it needs to go to, like for the military.
Right.
And then basically they will give you your original back to you.
Right.
So now you're holding the original that everybody kept wanting to find out. Where's the original? Where's the original? Well, basically, in some cases, that original certificate of live birth was destroyed.
And that's why you have it on the bottom of your box there that says, when you're done recording it, send it back to, and you leave the address.
Well, I have it up the top and at the bottom, okay?
Okay, yeah. When recorded, return this original, yeah.
That's if you mail it in.
Right.
Okay? And basically it should, if you walk it in, basically they should be able to put that sticker right on it, scan it into the system, turn around, and while you're still standing there at the counter, turn around and give you the copy back, and then you can find out how much it is to get a certified copy of that back too.
Yeah.
And then when you have the certified copy, that's where you turn around and you submit in with the B-10 into the bankruptcy court and terminate fire the damn trustee and basically fire all the people that are overseeing that bankrupt account. You're going to bring that bankrupt back home.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
He's yours.
Right.
But you have to bring him home.
Right, just like Peter Pan.
But you have to do this. You can only do this with a perfected title. Prefected.
Yeah, I get it.
And like I said, anything that you get, like IRS bills or something like that, you turn around and send those up to the trustee at bankruptcy court. They're not yours. They're the trustee's responsibility. He's over the bankrupt. Came in all capital name letters. That is property of the bankrupt. That's not yours.
Right.
You just have to be the redirector of that mail to get it to the right mail slot. Any third-party debt collector comes after you. Basically, you can talk to them and say, hey, you show me the damn contract that I have with you. If not, you basically communicate with me one more time, and I will file a suit against you for slander and harm. Otherwise, if you've got a charge or something like that, you send it up to the trustee at bankruptcy. And in most cases, all their liens and everything are totally fraudulent And just like a mortgage, it's a lien, okay? That's all it is. And they can't evict you out of a house on a default of a mortgage. Because the mortgage is not with you, it's with your bankrupt. The settlement for that is really under the obligation of the trustee up there at the bankruptcy court. Okay, anybody else?
Oh, Patrick, what makes a perfected title rather than just a title?
You're coming forward and you have to be over the age of 25. You have to meet all the qualifications that are called out in the Constitution and also in some of the statutes. That's when you become perfected. You perfect your land patent. You have to have your homestead exemption, your homestead claim in place. Yeah, you haven't declared that your body is your home yet. So you haven't perfected your patent on your land.
So I do both my body and my property.
Yes. You have to do separate ones because they're both in two different type categories. The land, the house, that would have to go to the Bureau of Land Management.
Mm-hmm.
The certificate of live birth, okay, you basically both of them go to the county records, but you would send a copy of that, like for the mortgage, off to, or the property, off to the Bureau of Land Management. But you're also going to put a homestead exemption in with the county assessor. Just like what I was doing with my body back in August 27th of this year. That I went up to the assessor's office and put it on file. I also put a copy into the court records. But I needed to really put it into the certificate of live birth records. And now that's what I'm going to do when I do this update. I will put a copy of that homestead document along with my certificate of title or my certificate of live birth and the 4-page document. Anybody else? Okay, Tom, call tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Okay, later.
Thank you for the work. Thank you. Bye.